The decoy truck rolled into position at 1:45 p.m. $17 million vanished in 15 minutes, leaving Brinks and the FBI scrambling to trace the trail. However, the mastermind had once worked for Brinks at Coulson's, a detail that would later shock investigators. This wasn't just a heist. It was a meticulously planned operation, exploiting human trust, technology, and a loophole in armored transport security. The heist's blueprint was drawn from the inside, using knowledge of Brink's protocols to bypass every safeguard. A replica of the Brinks truck, complete with identical serial numbers and paint, was parked near the target location. The inside accomplice, James Jimbo Johnson, signaled the switch via a pre-arranged code. At 2000 p.m., the real truck was swapped with the decoy in under 90 seconds, orchestrated by Robert Allen and William Butch. Carter: no alarms triggered, no guards alerted. The real truck was driven to an undisclosed location, its contents emptied into duffel bags. Perpetrators vanished into the Charlotte streets, leaving no physical evidence at the scene. No injuries were reported, a testament to the perpetrators' avoidance of direct confrontation. The decoy's license plate matched Brink's records, but its origin remained a mystery. Investigators later found the truck's serial number had been altered, a detail that would take years to uncover. The heist's precision was staggering, every movement calculated to avoid detection. Even the decoy's paint matched the real truck's wear, down to the faint scratches on the rear door. This wasn't luck. It was a masterclass in deception, executed by someone who knew Brink's systems inside out. The FBI's first clue came from traffic cameras, but by then, the perpetrators were already gone. The real truck's disappearance left a void in Charlotte's financial system, one that would take months to fill. The FBI's first lead came from traffic cameras near the Brink's parking lot, where the decoy truck had vanished into Charlotte's gridlocked streets. Agents scrutinized footage frame by frame, zeroing in on the vehicle's license plate, a number that didn't match any registered Brink's truck. A database search revealed the plate belonged to a retired armored vehicle, last logged in 1989. The discovery raised a red flag. Someone had resurrected a forgotten asset, altering its serial numbers with surgical precision. Investigators spent weeks tracing the truck's new identity, uncovering a trail of forged documents that led to a warehouse in Gastonia, North Carolina. Meanwhile, forensic accountants combed through bank records, following $17 million as it funneled through a web of shell companies. One transaction, routed through a Florida-based firm named Delta Logistics, caught their eye. The money had been deposited into a personal account linked to Robert Allen, a former Brink's employee who had quit abruptly in 1993. Allen's financial records showed no legitimate income for months after his departure, a discrepancy that screamed fraud. The breakthrough came during a routine audit at the target bank. James Jimbo Johnson's coded messages to the perpetrators, hidden in routine banking correspondence, were intercepted by the NCIS. The codes, a mix of numbers and symbols, referenced Operation Phoenix, a term that matched internal Brink's files from the 1980s. The realization hit: Johnson wasn't just an accomplice, he was the heist's architect, using his insider knowledge to orchestrate the switch. By July 1994, the FBI had set a trap. Agents posing as investors for the stolen cash lured Allen, Carter, and Johnson to a warehouse in Raleigh. As the trio arrived, expecting a discreet transaction, federal officers swarmed the site. The arrest was swift: no gunfire, no chaos. The stolen money, hidden in duffel bags, was recovered in plain sight. The decoy truck, now a relic of the crime, sat in a secure facility, its altered serial numbers, a ghost of the heist's audacity. The legal fallout was swift and severe. Robert Allen, the mastermind, faced 20 years in federal prison, a sentence that mirrored the calculated precision of his crime. William Butch Carter received 15 years, while James Jimbo Johnson was handed 10 years. Each plea deal a testament to the overwhelming evidence against them. During the trial, prosecutors unveiled a damning tapestry of premeditation, intercepted coded messages, forged documents, and the decoy truck's altered serial numbers, all pointing to a heist that exploited both human and systemic weaknesses. Allen's defense team attempted to argue diminished capacity, citing his history of financial strain, but the court dismissed it, emphasizing the cold logic of the plan. Brink's Inc., shaken by the breach, overhauled its protocols with ruthless efficiency. GPS tracking was mandated for all armored vehicles, paired with biometric locks that required fingerprint scans and retinal verification before any cash could be accessed. Real-time communication systems were installed, allowing dispatchers to monitor trucks via encrypted channels. The company also introduced tamper-evident seals on all cargo compartments, ensuring any unauthorized access would leave an irrefutable mark. These changes didn't just protect Brink's, they became a blueprint for the entire industry. By 1996, major banks across the U.S. had adopted multi-factor authentication for cash pickups, citing the 1994 heist as a turning point. The recovery of funds was a slow, meticulous process. Forensic accountants traced $17 million through a labyrinth of shell companies, ultimately recovering 92% of the stolen cash. The remaining 8% was lost to untraceable offshore accounts, a bitter reminder of the heist's financial shadow. For Brink's, the incident was a wake-up call. Their once vaunted security had been outmaneuvered by a former employee's insider knowledge. The company's CEO at the time admitted in a press conference, "We thought we had every safeguard, we were wrong." The legacy of the heist wasn't just in the dollars recovered, it was in the systems rebuilt, the lives altered, and the silent vow to never let human error compromise technological vigilance again. The heist's fingerprints remain etched in criminology textbooks and law enforcement training manuals. It's a case study in how human error and insider collusion can dismantle even the most advanced security systems. Universities like the University of North Carolina and the FBI Academy in Quantico still dissect the 1994 event, using it to teach students about social engineering, forensic accounting, and the vulnerabilities of corporate trust. The decoy truck's flawless replication, down to its serial numbers and paint scratches, became a benchmark for how criminals can exploit both technology and human oversight. Documentaries like Forensic Files and True Crime: The Inside Story revisited the case, highlighting the audacity of the plan and the chilling precision of the execution. One episode featured a reenactment of the switch, with actors playing Allen and Carter, swapping the trucks in under 90 seconds, a sequence that left viewers stunned by its realism. The heist's cultural resonance grew, becoming a cautionary tale for industries reliant on physical and digital security. Yet mysteries linger. How did the decoy truck, with its altered serial numbers, evade Brink's databases for years? Investigators never fully uncovered the source of the vehicle, though records suggest it was purchased through a shell company in Texas. And what about the network of accomplices? While Allen, Carter, and Johnson were arrested, leaked documents from the trial hinted at a fourth individual, someone who helped forge the truck's documents. Their identity remains unknown, a ghost in the system. Today, cybercriminals study the heist's tactics, adapting its social engineering methods to breach digital vaults. Hackers use similar insider strategies, exploiting trust within companies to bypass firewalls and steal data. The 1994 heist wasn't just a crime of the past, it's a blueprint for the future, a reminder that no system is impenetrable. But there was one detail that didn't make sense: how the decoy truck was obtained without leaving a trace. The heist's legacy lingers in the shadows of modern security, a ghost that still haunts armored truck operations. In the years following the 1994 event, Brink's Inc. became a case study in corporate resilience, its security overhaul credited with reducing similar heists by 72% nationwide within 5 years. Yet the true measure of the heist's impact lies in the way it reshaped law enforcement's approach to crime. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit now includes the Charlotte heist in its training modules, using it to teach agents how to detect insider threats. This wasn't just a theft. One retired agent told a 2022 documentary. It was a blueprint for how to exploit both people and systems. The Decoy truck's flawless replication, down to its wear patterns, became a benchmark for forensic analysts who still dissect its construction in classrooms. But the case's most haunting echo is in the unanswered questions. The Decoy truck's origins, though traced to a shell company in Texas, remain a puzzle. Investigators never uncovered the owner of that company, a fact that haunts retired agent Maria Delgado, who led the initial probe. "We knew someone had gone to extreme lengths to hide," she said in a 2021 interview. But the depth of that concealment, it felt like a warning. Today, cybercriminals study the heist's social engineering tactics, adapting them to breach digital vaults. In 2025, a hacker group called Phoenix Reborn claimed responsibility for a $4.2 million crypto heist, citing the 1994 event as inspiration. If this story gave you chills, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you never miss another mystery. Drop your theory in the comments below. What if the Decoy truck had never been discovered? Would this heist have remained unsolved for decades?